Howdy ho. This is your Uncle Staffman back again from the underbelly. I hope you all had a good weekend. I went and saw Superman and thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, it was a pretty good weekend. But now we're back at the task at hand as we get ready to talk about this week's subject matter, which is mania. So, for those who don't know, there's something that happens with people who are bipolar type 1 where they will have these rises and falls. The rises are mania. And I'll just speak for myself. During those times, I'm very impulsive. I feel a burst of energy. And when it comes to anything, I feel like I have to do it. Uh, More often than not, it's shopping for me, which can be an area of contention for my spouse. But, even before my diagnosis, I like to collect things. So I don't know if that's involved with the mania, but I will say that there is a correlation that when I am stressed, I tend to go shopping. Um, and there have been times in my life where I've spent, over $1,000 within a week or so on random stuff because I felt I needed it at the time. So then you go into the low. So after the mania has run its course, you start to regret the um, buying of said item. You only bought it because you felt that at that time it would make you feel good. And usually that's the case for me. I'll end up buying stuff like, wow, I really needed this. And then after my mania has passed, I will um, have this time of remorse where I'm like, oh my God, like, why did I spend like that? And I know for me, I beat myself up a lot over that. And sometimes I will either return the item or I'll go sell it somewhere else just to get the money. And I don't get the same value that I got when I spent it. And, that is a problem because you could have avoided all that when you were out shopping. The thing about impulsivity is it's an impulse, it's hard to control. However, there are things you can do to kind of catch yourself. So I try to avoid stressful things. And, I've named my mania Edgar. Edgar. So when I feel Edgar coming along, I know I need to do something to alleviate that stress before it gets out of hand. And, you know, sometime Edgar will catch me off guard because, if I go into work or there's a stressful situation that I might see on television or something like that, I feel I need to alleviate the stress by going shopping. And see, my problem is that I have the trifecta when it comes to shopping. It's either collectible action figures, sneakers, or clothes. Oh, and one more, it'll be technology too. I'm huge into technology. So yeah, I'll get hit with that, and I know that's a problem. That's why I go to therapy. I go to therapy to kind of help cope with these things. I've been through maybe 3 or 4 therapists because sometimes it's because I've moved around or insurance doesn't cover it anymore. So I have to go somewhere else and then I have to start all over again in the process. So, yeah, that is what it's like for me. So, I don't know what it's like for you all out there, but if you have different issues, I'm more than willing to talk about those things once I get my email up and running for the show. Yeah, I also want to talk about the other things that come with mania, the bravado. Now, with bravado, you have this ultimate sense of I can do anything. I'm unstoppable. Nothing can happen to me. And it's very misplaced because sometimes that'll happen and you can come off as an asshole. So, forgive me. That is just my bipolar talking. That's Edgar. But yeah, with this bravado, it puts you in a position where you feel you're more charismatic and you feel like you're the life of the party when in all actuality you are going through something that is making you feel this way and you need to check it. Um, I have found that when I'm in a mania, sometimes if I can catch it like quickly, I'll try to go to the gym and I'll try to use that as a way to work off stress. I find that when I put myself in the gym, excuse me, I'm capable of working off that energy. I get Edgar out of there. So yeah, I mean, those are things that I have dealt with. Uh, I also feel that it should be noted, and I'm only speaking for me, that I've had times when I've not been able to control my anger. Not being violent, but just being upset to the point where I isolate myself. And that's not good either because I'm not allowing my loved ones in to help me because I'm so caught up in myself that I'm unwilling to be open and talk to other people. And that in turn can also be an issue. Um, I'm trying to do what I can to better myself, and it just takes time. Um, this is not this is not a sprint. It's a marathon. It's how long you can last to make yourself better, and you will have some relapses. It happens. You're human. I'm human. Um, you know, it's something that we all have to deal with. You know, when you have depression, sometimes depression wants you to be by yourself and not ask for help. And when you're feeling like that, that's when you need to ask for help. It's imperative to let the people in your circle who know about what's going on with you know that, hey, I need you right now. Um, that's what is needed. If you're somebody of faith, lean on your faith at that time. Just ask whoever you pray to for the guidance to get you through, just to help you through this. Whatever you need to do, try and use that positive energy to be more productive in bettering yourself than being destructive in allowing your mental health to take control. And yes, I mean, sometimes it can be difficult, but just know you are not alone and we're all trying to get through this. I know that when I'm feeling low, I tend to write in my journal, or I have an audio journal that I keep when I'm really feeling bad. And I have to track my emotions because for me, I'm not perfect. No one is. But I do these recordings and I do this writing so that when I do leave this mortal coil, whatever notes and audio that I have can help somebody else. Because if I can just help one person get through what they're getting through, then I feel like I've done my job to the best of my ability. And I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I love helping people um, when I'm having a good day. Now, when I have a bad day, I don't want to mess with people. But I mean, hey, that's all a part of being human. And we just have to do the best we can with the time we have, and just hope for the best. Expect the worst, but hope for the best. Um, as that great prophet, Rag and Bone Man, said, don't ask my forgiveness. Don't ask me to lie. Don't ask me to, worry about when you're crying. I'm just paraphrasing, but because I'm only human after all. I'm only human. Don't put the blame on me. Don't. Because, I mean, I'm fallible. You know, things happen. And, sometimes you need guidance from other people to help get you through. Now, I will say this: whoever's listening to this right now, it is important for you to know that whatever struggle you're going through right now, this is not the end of your journey. This is just another chapter in the novel of your life. Now, what happens next? Who knows? But all you can do is walk the path that you've been given and use that as a way to find out what your next steps are going to be. That's what I'm doing. Sometimes I make god awful mistakes, but that's the beauty about life. Life is like those novels that we used to have growing up. Pick your own adventure. You can turn to page 56 to see what happens next, or you can turn to the next page of the current chapter and see what happens. It is your choice on what you want to do. If you feel you're not in control, that's okay too. You know, life is not a spectator sport. You have to get out there and see what happens. And it's okay to forgive yourself. It's okay to forgive yourself, because sometimes you need to forgive and love yourself so that you can move on to the next thing. Um, I think I want to add a couple other things here too. Now, I don't have any advertisers or nothing like that. I'm not looking for that, but I will give you some tools that I'm using. So I use this app called Finch. That's Finch. It is a mental health tool that works almost like a game where you're taking care of a pet, a bird, a little bird. You start out with a baby bird, and the longer you go through the process, your baby bird becomes an adult. And this bird helps keep you in check. So when you wake up, you whatever you check off throughout your day that you've done that's on the list that you've created through this app, this allows you to track your emotions, how you're feeling, just to help you get a good grounding on who you are. And it's cool because, your bird will go on adventures while you're working, and your bird, he or she or they, may ask you some questions later on about their experiences, and you're pretty much growing together. There's a paid avenue which has more opportunities, or an unpaid, which I realize most people use the unpaid version, which is fine. I also use another app called Quabble or Quibble, but that one is a duck. I love ducks for some reason, I don't know. But the duck one is pretty cool because it has different avenues on that one, like watermelon tai chi, the bamboo forest, and this one's a little more unique. Both let you interact with other people anonymously, but this one will allow you Quabble, where if someone is having an issue, they can write a note. It's anonymous, and you can help that person by writing a response back. And I find that one to be more fulfilling because I don't know the person I'm talking to. I don't know their gender. It don't matter. It's what they're going through, and this allows you to better have an understanding of the person, not who they are or needing to know details. All you're doing is just giving them words of encouragement to let them know, hey, you're not alone. I really enjoy that one. I don't use it as often because I really use Finch, but when I do, I check in and I find that the tools are really helpful. Um, you know, whatever you need, I'm not saying you have to get these, but whatever you need, try something to help manage your mental health in a productive manner. Try not to let things get the best of you. It takes time to definitely figure things out, and that's just okay. That's all right. It does take time, and you do whatever you need to do the best you can with the time you have. I cannot, not say that enough. Do the best you can with the time you have. So, with that being said, I'm going to wrap up and get ready to do another adventure. I don't know what it'll be, but I'm going to enjoy it to the best of my ability. So, I hope you all have a wonderful week. I will talk to you again next weekend. And just know that I'm here for you. And I thank you all for being here for me. So, like I said, if I can reach one person, I'm all right with that. That's one more person that knows that they're helping me and I'm helping them. So, have a good night and keep your sticks on the ice. I'll catch you on the flip or the flop, whichever you prefer.